All right, let's go straight to political analyst Joe Siracusa, who joins us from Perth, Australia. Joe, where to begin with this? First of all, the threat of violence. Weeks ago, when Trump put out on social media that he thought he was going to be arrested, he urged his followers to fight this and save their country. A lot of people were worried that there would be widespread protests. However, the most recent Trump rallies and protests and other events haven't been that well attended. What do you think about the real risk here?
Well, the risk is, I think, minimal at this stage, though potentially it can get out of control. You know, we've all lived in New York for a little while. Anything can happen in that place. And when it gets tense, it gets like a drum. Now, the interesting thing here is, and Americans and the rest of the world is fascinated by courtroom drama. And Donald Trump is now in the one place that he has avoided all of his life. He's used he has, I think, used lawyers about 3,000 times to avoid standing in front of a judge. And there he is. He has to explain himself to say not guilty. Then he has to be fingerprinted. And then there's a mug shot, which Michelle will be on T-shirts within 48 hours. They'll sell 5 million of them at $29 each for his campaign. Can't wait to get that shot. Now, what the Democrats want to do is they just want to wound him so he gets out of the campaign. A lot of good people like Alan Dershowitz, who would never vote for Trump, have pointed out that these charges, in some respects, are kind of Mickey Mouse. He paid off his girlfriend, and then he cooked the books to cover up the payment. And both of these things, the statute of limitations is up after 5 years. So, the judge could throw them out. And,
but
as
Joe,
he can't.
That's fraud, Joe. I mean, what you're saying is Mickey Mouse
fraud.
charges.
Don't get me wrong.
And there are reportedly dozens of criminal charges in the mix here, some of them felonies. So if it was good enough to do to the Democratic Senator John Edwards back in the day, he did something very similar. Why would Trump be above the law here?
Oh, he's not above the law, but he's not beneath the law either. If the statutes are beyond their limitation, 5 years, then you got to explain why you're doing that. I mean, that has not been explained. And then, of course, there'll be a move to move the trial probably to Staten Island because he wouldn't trust that kind of thing. Look, he's not above the law, but at the same time, you can't just throw something at somebody and hope it sticks. And you're right, Michelle. He's got some serious stuff coming down the pike. Very serious crimes. Now, I think the Democrats are rolling the dice on this one. And look, part of this is political. I mean, all the district attorneys are elected. The Department of Justice head, he's appointed, seventh in line to the president. I mean, all of this is political. But Trump's got to get out of this.
But Joe, if you say that the wheels of justice in the United States of America are all political, then you don't believe in that any justice is going to be blind, right? For anybody.
Well, no, I was a student in the 60s where I saw a lot of strange things happen. I saw President Nixon get off the hook. I saw President Clinton get off the hook. I saw presidents who lied about wars that should never have taken place. What I'm saying is there's a lot of people who get to walk. And in this case, Trump has no margin for error. They've come after him with the Mueller report, impeachment 1, impeachment 2, January 6th, and all the rest of it. I mean, he has powerful enemies, and they don't want to see him go any further. Now, I'm amazed that the man's still standing. I don't see how anybody can take this kind of pressure. But look, I like to go with the smart money. Murdoch has left this guy. A number of Trump's money backers have left this guy. He's on the verge, in many ways, of becoming a non-person. But at the same time, this is just a fascinating development because the most powerful man on the planet is now in front of a judge who's going to throw 34 charges against him for wire fraud and cooking the books and the rest of it. You're right. He's not above this kind of thing, but he's not below it either. OK, that's what I mean.
All right, Joe. Good to talk to you. Thanks.
OK.